Hello and welcome to today's LLE Esports Roundup. We're going to cover the games that occurred today on Sunday, February 26th in the LPL, LCK, LEC, and then preview tomorrow's series in the LPL. Prediction-wise, I'm 171 and 77. We went 2 and 3 on this board here, and then I did get the G230 spot on in my predictions. It went kind of how I'd figure it would have. So that's the thing. I did take notes today on the other board. I'm trying to do this a little differently because yesterday with all the games, I lost track of some games, and I don't want to do that today. So FPX and LGD, FPX 1 and 7, LGD 2 and 6. LGD would win 2 to 1. Hai Chow did not play. When I do my pregame stuff, sometimes it's before we see the LPL rosters for the next day, the announcement. So XQW played and led the team in damage with 29%, 7, 6, and 14 KDA. Zhao Zhu was MVP, going 8, 3, and 14 in top lane, played 2 Scion games, and I think the third Gragas in game 3 might have been the last game. LWX, 9, 1, and 15 for FPX with 28% of his team's damage. Played Jin, I think maybe all 3 games. Obviously, not the high damage dealer a lot of people like to see, but nobody else on FPX dealt more damage, so evidently all their other picks are worse than Jin. As far as how the games went, game 1 was very slow. LGD would actually open it up to a big lead and then blow it at the Baron, and FPX would carry on from there. Just simply losing one fight flipped the game and allowed FPX to go across the rift and take a Drake, take some turrets, and finish it off. Chow Chow had some good moments in this series, I thought, in the support role. I've said this every game he's played since joining FPX. This loss is very ugly, though. I thought FPX would win this one after the bot lane was improved at the support role, but it just didn't happen that way. Game 2 was pretty much a run back when it came to draft. Only a couple picks changed. A very slow game again. FPX would get a lead and then throw after Baron themselves, allowing LGD to win. So we have a situation where both teams suck. They cannot close games out, throwing games at Baron. And then game 3, Jin Zhao would get a 2v2 kill, so the bot lane for LGD gets a lead. And then they would create 4K gold lead. Zhao Zhu making things happen. Meteor making things happen, and this would lead to a Soul and Zhao Zhu getting 2 double kills in key fights to close the game out, which earned him MVP. Honestly, both teams, like I said, just really, really sucked in this one. It was who could throw less, and LGD didn't throw in game 3 is pretty much what happened. Game 2, OMG and IG. OMG 3 and 4 would win 2-0 over IG, who are 19th in the power rankings at 5 and 4. PP God was MVP. Abel went 11, 1, and 15 with 30% of OMG's damage. Aki went 1, 1, and 27 in the jungle role. On had the most damage for IG, going 2, 5, 5 with 30%. PP God was MVP because when the games were close and OMG built their leads in both games, PP God's KP was super high. Nothing was happening around the rift without him. He took part in all of it. And I think that when a player does that and can roam and make things happen all over the place, that is more valuable than that flashy scoreline of 11, 1, and 15. I think some people get mystified by that, but when a facilitator is that involved, I think it takes precedent. OMG would actually end up... OMG started off the series in game 1. Both solos were winning their matchups hard, 20 to 25 CS. Shanji into YSKM. YSKM struggling. And then as well as Cream into Dove. That's not a surprise to me. By 20 minutes, OMG were up to 6k gold lead, and PP God had 100% of the KP all the way through pretty much the end of the game. I think I have 30 minutes maybe written on the board. Maybe that's a KP. It would make sense if it was a KP, but regardless, PP got 100% KP to build up the lead for the team. Game 2, there was a big fight around Drake Pit, if I recall correctly. OMG were able to open up a 3k gold lead by 11 minutes as a result and kind of roll from there. PP got once again 100% KP through the mid game, and then Cream's Yone was very impactful in game 2 in the mid to late game in the fights, dealing a lot of damage. I think even in that first fight when the game started, he had a double kill. Game 1, his Yone was also very good. So we're seeing Cream maybe take the next step. Obviously against Dove, like I said, I'm not surprised. Um, you know, we'll see how they do going forward. OMG are definitely in that middle range, similar to IG. This is why I hesitated bringing IG up in the power rankings. I eventually did do that. And, you know, I ended up paying for it a bit because LNG, well, it relates to LNG. But IG cannot beat, you know, they're struggling against these top teams, and now they're starting to drop down the power rankings here. Weibo and LNG. So LNG, like I said, I've been holding back on bringing them up. Their schedule going into this week had been pretty easy. And then they play BLG and Weibo, beat BLG 2-1 earlier in the week. And LNG, 12th in the power rankings, come in 7-1 and beat Weibo 2-0. Weibo were 7th at 5-2. LP went 9-5-17 with 35% of the damage. The rookie is playing very well. Honestly, maybe rookie of the split. Scout, 13-4-15 in mid lane, did his job. Xiaohu, 5-10-10, 24% of the damage for Weibo. That kind of shows just how widespread the damage was. Nobody, and I mean, because they got blown out, like, I mean, not blown out, but the way they lost, you kind of would have liked Xiaohu or Light or even the Shy try and take over. I know in the Discord a lot of people had criticism of some builds. Xiaohu making some mistakes in build as well as decisions in general when it came to team fights and setups. And then Light was playing Jhin, and I know that Protex usually points out some item deficiencies in game and was not happy about that. Game 1, though, Weibo did open it up early, getting a bot dive. Karsa, I thought, played very well in the early games in this one. Getting his team ahead. Weibo were actually up 3k gold by 20 minutes, which isn't a lot, but LNG started to win 5v5s. The game went back and forth. Both teams kind of just trading fights around objectives. LP would then get a double kill for the Mountain Soul, which ended up giving, I mean, LP on the Ezreal got a double kill, which secured Mountain Soul. That's a big deal. The game is still close. Then he would get another double kill for the Baron, which then allowed them to kind of be in a really good spot right and end the game. Scout had 15 of 17 KP. I thought he played very well in Game 1 also. Game 2 was very active. We had 12 kills through the first 13 minutes. Both teams really trading, trading plays, whether it was Karsa making a play here or Tarzan making a play there. It was just all over the place. A very, very active series. A lot different than the first series of the day. And actually, this HLE KDF series was super, super boring. LNG ended up going up 20 CS in the bot lane. It was a Ziggs into Vayne matchup. Definitely not something we had on our bingo card today. LP at 25 minutes would get a double kill, which was able to get Soul, it looks like. Yeah, go to Soul Point. So LP with another double kill in a key fight. And then also get a double kill. That double kill secured Baron. Scout would get a quadra kill towards the end of the game. I think on the bot side of the Rift after securing Soul. On the Jace, or an extended quadra kill. I think it was officially a triple, and then he got the fourth kill. But, yeah, so, honestly, LNG didn't blow them out, in my opinion. I thought that in Game 1, Weibo had an advantage. They blew it, right? They lost their lead. When it got to mid to late game, they lost their lead. And then in Game 2, it was very active back and forth. So this was a close series. That was 2-0. LNG obviously showing they are the better team, but Weibo making some mistakes that are easily preventable. And I don't think it's a condemnation of one team being necessarily better than the other over long term. More so decisions made today. Unless the belief is that these players, in Light is consistently building poorly, but that Zhao who consistently builds poorly and consistently makes bad decisions and like this sort of stuff, I don't really know if I could swing that. LCK, Bro and DRX. Bro 4-7, 23rd in the power rankings. DRX 1-10. DRX win 2-1. Fate was MVP. Going into this one, Playeta was playing in bot lane, and Duckdom was injured. That's why he didn't play the series before. However, Bro won Game 1, and then DRX brought in Duckdom for Games 2 and Game 3, and swapped out junglers, Krako being subbed out for Juhan. Duckdom went 10-4-13. had like 700 DPM. Juhan won 3 and 27 in the 2 games that they played, games 2 and game 3. Henna went 9, 6, and 10 for 34% of Bro's damage. He did very well. Game 1, Krako and Playita were in there. Karis started the game off strong with 3 of the first 4 kills on Akali. I thought Karis played a very good series. It's actually a shame he lost. I thought he outplayed Fate, to be honest with you, but Fate had some key team fight kills that really secured this game for the squad. What do we got here? 33. It took till 33 minutes until Henna had a double kill at Baron, which gave them the Baron. However, DRX would take the Soul pretty much for free because both teams, obviously this is a bro game, right? Bro likes to just give things for free instead of fighting for things. We're like, you know what? Actually, we're just going to kind of back off here. We'll let you have it. We don't want to die for it. And Bro ended up luckily winning by trying to backdoor twice. So DRX take the Soul, and Bro try and punish them, I guess. Instead of fighting for it, they try and backdoor. DRX are ready for it. They stop them. But then when there's the Elder fight and everyone's setting up for Elder, Bro successfully backdoor Morgan. I think it was Morgan who ended up taking the Nexus. But, you know, Bro cannot do this if they expect to beat. Like, this is against DRX. They lost to DRX. DRX being a complete embarrassment this split. I guess losing to Nongshim would have been worse, but nevertheless, Game 2, DRX decide, okay, we lost. We're going to put in Juhan and Duckdom, who apparently was injured with an elbow injury, but can play League of Legends. Just say you subbed him out because the team sucked. Just say it. At this point, that's what you have to say. You can't say that you put in an injured player. I think that would be weird. But nevertheless, Bro get a couple 2v2 kills. Henna starts the game off strong. Kara solo killed Fate in mid lane. DRX would then go to Soul Point, pretty much uncontested in this one once again. Bro just giving over objectives. And then Fate would get a double kill as the team takes Soul, and that would end the game, which honestly gave Fate MVP, to be honest with you, because the game was really close, except for the fact that Bro were giving over objectives. That's just kind of the way this was. Once again, Bro just playing super slow. Game 3, Kara started the game off strong again on the Akali, getting a lot of kills. I think he got the first 3 for the team. But then at 27 minutes, DRX finally get a... DRX win a team fight. See, this is the sort of thing with the notes here. Trying to read my own notes. There's a glare from the light. But when DRX ended up getting this team fight win at 27 minutes, Fate had a quadra kill pretty much. Bro then fight back. They're able to stall out the game, but DRX finally win it. So Fate ends up being the MVP because he had that nice quadra kill that really gave them an edge in game 3, which Bro would fight back, but DRX had such a big lead that they were able to kind of just keep the game under wraps. And in game 2, Fate did work. I think you could really pick anybody, but Fate played in all 3 games, so I'm going to give him MVP. I guess you could give Duckdom MVP for gutting it out, I guess. HLE and KDF. So, HLE 18th in the power ranking, 7-4, with 2-0 KDF for 2-9. Clid was MVP. I thought he was all over the damn place. His KDA isn't great because he was the facilitator. Zeka 6-0-10, 27% of damage in mid. Viper 5-0-10 at 80 carry. When your 2 carries go 11-0-20, you know you're probably going to win. Bulldog led the team in damage, 2-7-0, 25%. Game 1, Zeka was up 30 CS in the laning phase. A super, super slow game. There were only 7 total kills. And there was a fight for Soul. And HLE end up winning the game. They go to Soul Point. It was a fight for Soul Point. They take it. They take Baron. And then they just kind of just end the game. Honestly, it was 3-2 in kills before the final fight when they were taking the Nexus. And they were killing people at the Nexus. And, like, yeah. So, KDF and HLE playing a Breon game. Must have, maybe it was on the chairs. They didn't wipe off the chairs enough. And that Breon style play got on their clothes. I don't know what it is. Game 2, Clid was everywhere. Like I said, he made things happen on the Vi, going mid lane, going bot lane. I think he even started the game in top lane. Like, he really got the team ahead. He might have had the first 5 kills for HLE. Young Jay would respond by making something happen in the bot lane, try and cut the gold lead down. Dudu was up 30 CS in top on Jace into Kingen. So there was an advantage there, but they weren't able to do anything with it. By 28 minutes, HLE were up 5k gold. Clid had 7 of the 18 kills for the team. They had taken some objectives, and they end the game. I think both Clid and Zeka had like 7 kills each maybe in game 2 by that point. Well, no, Zeka didn't even have 7 kills. I'm thinking of some other game. Maybe I'm thinking of LNG's game 2. Either way, Clid definitely had that many kills. Clid was a menace in this one. Ahead of Young Jay, he's feeling himself. Maybe all he needed was a confidence boost to finally be able to smite again and actually just play the game. As HLE, they're beating teams that are worse than them. They're doing what they have to do until they get to the best of 5 stage. Maybe they turn things up a notch. We'll see. LEC, Mad Lions 14th, G2 13th, Mad 7 and 2, G2 6 and 3, G2 sweep them 3-0. I thought this was going to happen. Hansama 28 and 27, 26% of the team's damage MVP. Caps 19, 4 and 27 in mid. Chasey led the team in damage with 32%, playing Jace twice, going 5, 15 and 6. So I think that really sums it up. Game 1. I don't know why I said game 2. Game 1, it starts off terribly when they ban the Olaf. So, they ban the Olaf, leave the Maokai up. What a error. What a draft error. Like, we know you've been on this patch for literally like a month. How do you not know that you can't ban Maokai? We knew we couldn't ban Maokai at Worlds. We knew we couldn't ban Maokai. I'm saying the opposite. We couldn't leave Maokai up since Worlds. We couldn't leave Maokai up right now. Like, it hasn't changed. Maokai is first pick. It is the strongest jungle pick. You cannot leave it up. You cannot ban Olaf. Like, what the hell is that? Lack of prep when it came to the Kled. G2 pull out Kled in game 1, which dominates the game in top lane, into the Jace, solo killing Chasey with Broken Blade, and they knew it. And they knew it could be flexed mid because Caps had been playing it in solo queue. You got to be on top of that. And at the same time now, you have to say to yourself, okay, well, we know what's going to happen. The Gragas, we're just going to flex it to jungle. The Gragas in the jungle sucks. I know we're desperate for an AP jungle, but why did Lilia not get picked? Like, you want a tankier pick? Okay, to pair with the Jace, I guess. Okay, well, G2 are saying, we're going to take Cassio mid, and we're going to take Kled top, and you're going to put your Gragas in the jungle against their Maokai, and you're going to get blown out, and that's what happened. Literally, Maokai carried the game, Kled carried the game, are my notes, and it's true. Hans ends up being MVP because across all 3 games, he was flawless. I thought he played a fabulous series. Game 2, G2 have a fun game where they do an interesting draft, just like they did against Koi, where they had the Sejuani mid. We see Samira, Jarvan bot lane. And honestly, part of me wants to make Mickey MVP. His Jarvan performance set the tone in the early game when they dove turret, double kill, very, very big deal, got Samira ahead and allowed Samira to carry the game in a game where it was like, is this Samira actually going to be able to do something? And it did. Like Niski's Cassiopeia was okay at times, but they also banned the Olaf again. I'm like, why are we wasting bans on this Olaf? Like, just leave it up. Just leave it up. Like, this is, it was ridiculous why they were banning it. I know BB had a great game on Olaf against Koi, but I did not see the Olaf as being more important than the Maokai or who knows what else you could have banned in game 2. I don't have the draft right in front of me. I just know that Olaf was banned again. I even put it down like their G2 were ahead everywhere. And then in game 3, it was back and forth. G2 definitely took their foot off the gas. They're just like, we're just going to play it out, see what happens. BB got blown up, and BB had the Olaf into the Jace, and it didn't go well for him. I'm not going to say that's because of the matchup necessarily, but Elyoya was on point on the Wukong. So he was all over the place. He was ensuring that he carried the game. I think he had 11 kills, 10 or 11 kills by the end of the game. Really trying his ass off. We had in bot lane, a Yumi bot. I think it might have been, was it Zeri Yumi, for Mad Lions, but couldn't get it done. The Yumi pretty much just riding Elyoya and hoping for the best. If Elyoya doesn't steal a Baron towards the late game of Game 3, maybe the game even ends sooner. Because Mad kept it close. I mean, it was a super sloppy game. It was 21-18 in kills when G2 were knocking on the door of Mad's base. So it was anybody's game. Frankly, I thought Mad Lions had it for a while, and I was like, damn, they're maybe Mad are going to take a game, and it's going to be 3-1. It's tough. It's tough for Mad. Playing 3 best-of-5s in a row like that is a struggle. I thought they would be kind of burnt out, and I think they were. I'm not gonna lie too. I'm really, I'm saying the things I am about phones ringing in the background, and shoot. It got me distracted. I'm not gonna edit it out. Just distracted me. The fatigue. So you got to prepare for all these teams. You're preparing first for SK. Okay, we got to beat SK. Well, if we beat SK, then we got to play Koi, and they're able to beat Koi. But now you got to prepare for G2, who's the biggest of them all. Are you going to be ready? I mean, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of adaptation you have to do, because G2 now have 10, it ended up being, 9 more games of VODs to be like, okay, this is what Mad's doing. This is what Mad's thinking. And they're preparing for it as it goes along here. Where Mad don't have anything on G2 for the last last week. Which is why I think banning the Olaf could be okay, but you leaving the Maokai up in place of it is absolutely atrocious. Like, that's inting draft. That inted game 1 as far as I'm concerned. You cannot give that pick over. And after that, I think Maokai, I think Mad Lions just were burnt out. And they finished second, so now G2 going to MSI for sure, at worst the second seed. If this result happens again, Mad Lions go to MSI as the second seed, and G2 becomes the first if G2 wins spring. Even if Mad finished third and Vitality finished second in spring, Vitality would not be allowed to go because Mad Lions finished second, third, Vitality finished sixth and second. So that's kind of the deal there. I think if the champion points work the same, maybe they don't equate to each other, and whatever. Sneak peek, LPL, Rare Atom and EDG tomorrow morning. EDG 7th at 6-2, Rare Atom 4-4. Rare Atom lost to Wii last time they're on the Rift. Ultra Prime EDG beat Ultra Prime. Week 8, they played in summer. EDG went 2-0. 4 of the 10 starters overlapped. Discord highlighted Cube versus Ale. Ale not with EDG at the time. Flandre was. Cube, however, in the loss went 3-7-4 with 19% of the team's damage. We'll see what occurs in this one. The only player from EDG in that series that starts tomorrow is Mako, because Junjia was playing for EDG at the time. Ultra Prime and BLG. After that, BLG 15th at 4-4. Ultra Prime 3-6. Ultra Prime lost to EDG. BLG lost to LNG last week. Week 2, BLG would win 2-1 against UP last year. Only one player overlaps from that series. That is Bin. The matchup highlighted is the bot lane, Doggo Balan versus Elk On. Doggo and Balan are the only real threat on Ultra Prime consistently. Similar to the NIP situation, you have a bot lane that looks really good on paper and is doing work, but at the same time, it cannot make up for their solo laners losing lane hard, and BLG with Bin and Yagao. I think this is going to be a tall task for Ultra Prime. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a supporter, and thank you for watching.